Secure all war zones. It is time for the official pull to open summary of the War Games. In 3, 2, 1, go.
So the Doctor, Jamie, and Zoe arrive in the TARDIS in what appears to be World War One, and it's all trench warfare. And the Doctor's explaining how horrible trench warfare was, but no, they get captured by Germans, or the Germans capture an ambulance, and then the ambulance. There's a woman named Lady Jennifer who's driving the ambulance and takes it back to HQ. I think the Germans get lost at some point. Anyway, the Doctor, Jamie, and Zoe end up at HQ, and they are interrogated as spies, and there's this General Smythe, and he kind of leans on the rest of his tribunal, the Doctor's tribunal, to make it to convict them, even though like there's suspicious stuff going on with Smythe, and he has his office, and in his office there's a camera, and he's talking. It's completely anachronistic stuff in his office there, but he seems to be able to pull it over everyone by looking at them through their glasses. So the Doctor, we think he's got shot, but no, it's actually someone else is attacking at the same time, interrupting his execution, and Zoe liberates him, and Jamie gets thrown in prison with a red coat, and he and the red coat fight, but then they realize that they're better off together, and then they dupe a guard, and then they get out, but the red coat gets shot, and meanwhile Zoe and the Doctor's now pretending to be an examiner again, and he's talking to this other general, and basically there's a lot of shenanigans, but ultimately with Lady Jennifer and Carstairs, this lieutenant, both of whom sort of remember that they're not really in this isn't really World War One, and that they go in this ambulance through to another war zone. It's the Romans. Oh my God, what's going on? They're in this huge war zone-y thing, and they get this map stolen from General Smythe's headquarters, and it's the square in the middle that they've got to get to. That's where the whole operation is, with someone called the Warlord, who turns out to also be a Time Lord. And there's the security chief who talks a lot like that. And then there's the War Master. The War Master is the one who's the Time Lord, and there's the Warlord who's not a Time Lord. The Warlord is in charge of all this, and it's actually this alien race of planets, alien race who are basically putting different areas of Earth warfare. And they are running the whole thing secretly behind the scenes, and they've all got glasses, and there's this German guy who uses a monocle, but he's also actually in the American Civil War zone, and he kind of uses that monocle several times, but ultimately he gets captured by the Resistance, which Jamie is hooked up with, and the Resistance contains a lot of soldiers from different war zones who've sort of remembered and are banding together, and meanwhile the Doctor and Zoe are with them for a little bit, but then they find a Sidrat, which is one of these time machines that the runners of the war games have been using to bounce around. So they get inside one, they go to HQ, and they sort of set in on a scientist who's trying to sort of change the memory of the soldiers and get them to be in their war zone, as it were. And the Doctor pretends to go under, but he's not, and then other people pretend to go under. Yeah, basically the whole Resistance gets captured, and they're pretending to have been reconditioned. But what is happening? We're getting mentions of Time Lords starting in episode 6, and then the Time Lords are coming up because the Doctor realizes that he can't fix this all by himself. And he has a lot of chat with the War Master about this. War Master doesn't want him to bring in the Time Lords, but the Doctor's like, no, this is the only way to sort it out. They actually fix it all by themselves, but they cannot get the soldiers back to their time zones without the Time Lords. So he makes a Time Lord cube, brings the Time Lords in, tries to make a break for it, and just sort of leaves everyone there, even his friends in the Resistance. But Jamie and Zoe insist on coming in, and they try and escape in the TARDIS, but the Time Lords have got them, and they're create a force field about the TARDIS. Doctor tries multiple times, but he can't get away. And it's time for the trial. It's the trial of War Master first, the Warlord first, and he tries to do escape, but he can't. And the Doctor tries to escape, but he can't. Jamie and Zoe get sent back to their time zones, and the Doctor goes on trial himself for interfering. And the Time Lords say that his exile is on Earth. That's his punishment. He's going to have to change face. And he says they can't do that to him, but they change it anyway.
Time.
And then
Nicely done.
And then there's season 6B.
There's not. That never happened. Only a theory.